We continue our coverage of the candidates for U.S. Senate. And we welcome back to The Issue Is Eric Early. Of course, he is a Republican attorney and talk show host. He's run before for Congress and for Attorney General. Welcome back to The Issue Is. Great to see you.
Thanks for having me again, Alex.
So how do you see the state of this race right now?
Well, we're having a great campaign. The great grassroots of California all around our state are supporting me. I've been endorsed by great Republican organizations. The California Republican Assembly, Ronald Reagan called them the conscience of the Republican Party, and they are. So many great county Republican parties all around the state, great individuals. The only drawback I've seen recently is that there's a major debate coming up on Monday, and Politico and the USC School of Political Something, in their in their infinite wisdom, decided to cut the debate only to the top four, and even according to their poll, and I haven't even seen how they did the poll, I came in fifth. So there are 23 candidates in this race. Why'd they cut it to 4 and not go to 5? Because my point of view is completely different than the 3 far-left Democrats they're having on and the Joe Biden Republican they're having on.
So obviously, our station is a part of that, and our station management chose to set the qualifying metrics at the top 4 in addition to the partners. That's not my call. I have control over this show, and you're here. So I want to spend the time talking about the issues that matter and talk about the state of the race right now. And part of the reason that I think that happened is we've seen Steve Garvey's poll numbers increase. What do you make of Steve Garvey, the candidate, and his comments this week to Politico that he would consider voting for Joe Biden for president? You
know, that comment coming from somebody who calls himself a Republican is disgusting. All right? I'm known as the Trump supporter in this race. There's never been any surprise about it. I ran against Schiff before a couple years ago when he was leading the Russia hoax and the bogus impeachments. And for the person who thinks he's the lead Republican candidate, I mean, yes, he's got name recognition among certain people. I mean, he hasn't picked up a baseball bat in 40 years, at least on a baseball field. But it's disgusting. I'm the only one in this race fighting for the things that matter to all Californians: immigration, indoctrination, inflation, incarceration. Immigration, over 7 million, 8 million and counting illegally across our borders. I support legal immigration with an L. I will support, as the next U.S. Senator, sending our military to the border to stop this. Indoctrination. I've been involved in this situation for a long time. Our schools in this state and many blue states around the country have become indoctrination camps. What they're doing to our kids' brains, teaching them to hate America, dividing them by race, bringing in this sexual fluidity stuff is outrageous.
Who's teaching kids to hate America?
If you look at the curricula that they allow you to see, and I once represented a great group of parents against the Santa Barbara Unified School District.
It says hate America?
It doesn't say hate America, but they're telling them all of these things. America was bad for doing this, and America was bad for doing that, and this and that. Yes, we're not perfect, but we are always striving to be a better union, and I absolutely believe this is the greatest country in human history, and I believe in American exceptionalism. I was talking about incarceration. People are living in fear all around our state, thanks to these policies that have allowed the prison cells to swing wide open. We see the smash and grabs, etc. Criminals might be criminals, but a lot of them not stupid. Elex, you see that Nordstrom's there, see that Macy's there, that Nike? Just go in there, take anything you want, nothing will happen to you. Violent criminals have to be locked up again. And, you know, these are the kind of things I'm fighting for. And that other Republican, that Politico, of course, led on the stage because they don't want my voice on that stage. Again, 23 candidates in this race for U.S. Senate. They cut it at 4 instead of 5. Seriously?
So what does, in terms of the incarceration, what do you do differently on that front?
Start with
from a Senate perspective. What can the U.S. Senate do on that front?
Well, that's a great question, because those are mostly state-related issues. But the U.S. Senator has a loud voice, or at least can use the U.S. Senator's loud voice. And I will go all around this state, speaking to our great Californians all around the state, and explain to them how we got in this situation in this state, and how we get out of it. And also, inflation, huge issue. Californians are being crushed financially. Every single bill, of course, mortgages, rents, price of gas, price of food, price of utilities. There are huge things I would do. I believe in drilling again. I support our fossil fuel industry. You bring down the price of a barrel of gas, the gallons of gas prices all go down and everything else follows it.
We've done something with all of the leading candidates for Senate, which I call the 4 questions. Basically, try to get a quick view of you. First thing that comes to mind, short answers on this. What do you think is the biggest domestic issue facing America right now?
Right this second, we've got to lock our borders down. We can't let more millions of people into our country.
Biggest international issue?
Well, you know, we're facing possible war all over. Besides the war zones, which I'm very concerned about, both Ukraine and in the Middle East, Communist China is an enemy nation, and we as a nation have to declare them an enemy nation.
An enemy, I want to drill down on that in a moment. Committee you'd most like to serve on?
I think foreign relations right now would be a big deal given everything that's going on.
And who is the modern senator you most admire?
Oh, that's a great one. I like the following 3 right now. I like Josh Hawley, I like Mike Lee, I like Ted Cruz.
So back to your point about China, an enemy nation.
Yeah.
China is our biggest trading partner. They own the majority of the U.S. debt. If you call them an enemy nation, what does that do to our economy, and what does that do to world safety?
Listen, Alex, what's going on right now is they have started a Cold War against us over 2 decades ago. There's a great book. I recommend everybody read it. It's called The 100-Year Marathon. It's by a person named Michael Pillsbury. It talks about how starting in the 40s with Mao, there was a 100-year plan to dominate the world both economically and militarily. They are closing in on that goal, and most of their money comes from our consumers. We have to separate our 2 nations, just like Ronald Reagan called the Soviet Union the evil empire. We have to call Communist China the evil empire. They are spreading that Marxism. They are intent, this is what their intention is, to spread communist Marxism around this globe. We have to stop it. Will it be easy? No, but we must protect our nation from them. They are an enemy of our nation. I'm not talking about our great Chinese Americans who escaped from communism. I've got lots of Chinese American friends, so we have to protect them, but we have to start breaking up this relationship with Communist China.
You are running for the seat once held by Dianne Feinstein. She left quite a legacy. She was known for the assault weapon ban. She was known for going after the CIA. She was known for protecting Lake Tahoe. When you're done, if you win the seat and you're Senator Early, what do you want to be seen as your legacy?
Doing everything possible to bring back this country from the brink. We're at a crossroads right now. We're fighting enemies, both foreign and domestic. We have domestic enemies. They've made their way the long march through the institutions into all our major government and non-government institutions. Many of them are American Marxists, and we have to get this country back for all the people again. And my legacy will be doing everything we can to bring back California from the brink, because it is on the brink, and bring back this country as well.
Is that your closing argument?
Well, that's my closing argument is I'm fighting for all forgotten Californians. I'm a Republican, but I'm fighting for all forgotten Californians of all political persuasions. You wake up in the morning and you see over 7 million coming across the border. You don't think there's anything you could do about it. You're a forgotten Californian. You wake up in the morning, you know your kid's going to school to get pummeled with this gender ideology. It doesn't matter if you're a boy or a girl, you be anything you want to be. There's nothing you could do about it. You're a forgotten Californian. And I could go on and on with that list. So I fight for all forgotten Californians. And even though I'm a Republican, I need everybody's vote. Those ballots start going out next week, and every registered voter of every political party can vote for me.
We want to now take a moment to have some fun. Play personal issues, which you've played on our show before, get to know you a little bit. You know, it is award season in California, one of our big industries here. So I want to ask about some of your cultural favorites. Here we go with 30 seconds on the clock. Let's do it. What was your favorite movie of the year?
Favorite movie? Oppenheimer, absolutely.
Favorite TV show of the year?
I'm a huge fan of Yellowstone.
Favorite vacation spot in California?
I just like the North Country of California. There are various places all around the north of our beautiful state. And let me just say this, California is a grand and glorious and beautiful state. Our country, our state is failing right now, but we can get this back and turn ourselves back into the Golden State again.
All right, well, there's our 30 seconds. What's the other things? But thank you so much. It is always fun to talk to you and hear your views. And we're appreciative of showcasing a lot of views here on The Issue Is. And in the past, we've asked you about your favorite music. And you said it was a song called When I'm President, which may be wishful thinking. I'm
not running for president. Okay. I'm running for senator, but it's a great song. And
right.
I know you have it teed up, Alex.
So let's go to break with When I'm President. Maybe one day.
Thanks for having me again. I really appreciate it.